In case you haven't heard, flying is getting more and more expensive. So today, we're going to answer the question, what first class on Emirates really looks like in 2025. Are you paying for luxury or just overpriced convenience? Let's find out. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe for all the latest travel tips and hacks. The first thing that struck me when looking at the price of a first-class return ticket from London to Dubai was how much it varies depending on when you book. As with most things in life, booking early will get you the best price. The average price of a first-class return ticket is around $3,300. However, you can pick up these tickets for under $2,000 if you are flexible with your dates and can book 3 months in advance. For the sake of this video, I booked my flight 6 months in advance for the total cost of £2,487. As soon as I made the booking, I received an email from a luxury travel concierge service offering me various add-ons, such as private transfers and empty suite upgrades. This is something that isn't available to everyone. So I'm guessing it is because I've spent over £60,000 with them over the last few years. If you don't have this luxury, don't worry. You can still pick your seats and check in online. But if you do have the luxury of a dedicated travel agent, why not see what they can do for you before you even make the booking? The next thing that really stood out to me was the speed through which I could get to Dubai. After making my booking, I noticed there were multiple flights a day leaving London at all hours. After checking the flight times, it became obvious that you can fly direct to Dubai from London in less than 7 hours. Considering the time difference, that means you can be on the beach in Dubai by tea time on the same day. The flight time is also impressive considering it's one of the longest routes Emirates fly. And it makes me wonder how much longer other airlines would take. Once I arrived at Heathrow, I decided to use the Terminal 5 first-class entrance, which is separated from the business and economy queues. Whilst I didn't have any checked bags, I did have a connecting flight in Dubai and 30 kilos of hand luggage. As a result, the priority tag on my booking meant that someone came and picked my bags from the belt and put them straight into the hold. This saved me the stress of carrying all my shopping around Europe and having to collect it in Dubai before checking in again. The person who collected my bag then carried it all the way to the desk where another person checked me and my bags in before, clearing my private security and escorting me through the terminal to my gate. This is definitely a major benefit of flying first class and one I highly recommend taking advantage of. After breezing through the airport via the private channels, it was time to board. But unlike most other first-class lounges, this doesn't include access to a separate terminal or fancy lounge. In fact, if you didn't know where you were going, you wouldn't realize the first-class passengers were even being separated from the rest of the cabin. Walking down the steps and onto the plane, I was met by 2 flight attendants who escorted me to my seat. Once I had settled in, I was offered champagne and deep tissue towels to refresh myself after the long journey through the airport. It's safe to say the service started off strong. Although this isn't the newest aircraft, it does feature a recently refurbished first-class cabin with only 8 seats on board. Although I was excited to try everything on the menu, I knew I needed some sustenance after my busy morning, so I went straight for breakfast. The menu has a lot of variety with sweet and savory options. I decided to go for both the sweet and the savory options, which included fruit, salad, yogurts, croissants, and pain au chocolate. Needless to say, I felt extremely guilty after finishing all of that, but it was delicious and helped keep me energized for the long flight ahead. The next item on the agenda was coffee. Unlike a lot of low-cost airlines, Emirates actually serve real coffee on board. So, after takeoff, I grab a flat white, which is probably one of the best coffees I've ever had in the sky. After filling up on coffee and donuts, it was time to start work. To my surprise, the in-flight entertainment system had Wi-Fi, which was fast enough to catch up on all the latest Netflix series. With the direct flight to Dubai, I knew I had plenty of time to catch up on all the emails I missed whilst I was away, between bites of chicken Caesar salad and sips of vintage champagne. I caught up on all my emails and even had time to watch a movie. before it was time to sleep. On most long-haul flights, I always opt for a window seat, so I can watch movies throughout the flight. But on this occasion, I chose to sit in the middle so I could try everything the menu had to offer. After takeoff, I ordered some fresh berries, followed by a selection of cheeses. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't too impressed with the cheese selection. You don't expect proper cheddar when you're 30,000 feet up in the air, but it was good. After enjoying the cheese, it was time to take a nap. The crew were happy to assist by putting the vegan leather seats in a fully flat position and providing a duvet and pillow to make the most of the limited space. Just before the end of the flight, I ordered some more food. This time, I went for some sushi, followed by some fresh mango. Before I knew it, we were approaching Dubai, and the first-class experience continued as I was given priority disembarkation once we landed. Looking back, I'm pleased I paid for the luxury as the level of service blew me away. From door to door, it took less than 8 hours to get to Dubai, which is pretty impressive considering the distance. That includes my connection in London and the time difference. And this is all thanks to the multiple daily departures from London. Once I arrived in Dubai, I headed to the immigration and baggage hall, where I was met by my pre-booked transfer to my hotel. I won't spoil the surprise, but this is the hotel. So make sure to stay tuned if you want to see what it's like to stay here. Now, let's talk about what you're really here to hear. Is first class worth the money? There are several factors to consider, but overall, I think it's worth the money if you're looking for comfort and convenience. Getting to Dubai in just over 7 hours is no easy feat, and I was very grateful for the seamless experience once I arrived. The crew made a point of making me feel welcome and looked after throughout the flight, which was very much appreciated. One thing I did notice is that although the food was good, it wasn't mind-blowing. So I think if you're looking for incredible cuisine, you might be disappointed. The presentation of the meals was good and the ingredients tasted fresh, but I didn't feel that it was exceptional. You could definitely eat similar food on a long-haul flight in economy, just not as frequently. But that shouldn't come as a surprise, as the main selling point of first class isn't the food. It's the convenience. Looking at the prices of comparable business class flights, the price of the Emirates First Class is slightly higher than most of its competitors. However, this is offset by the speed of the flight and the hassle-free experience. The ability to get to Dubai from London in under 7.5 hours is a huge draw, especially if you're looking to save time. If you're flying from other parts of the world, you may find the price of first class to be more in line with its competitors. Considering the average cost of a first-class return ticket is $3,300, I'd say the flight is worth it if you value convenience and speed. However, if you're looking for incredible food and 5-star service, you might be better off choosing a different airline. On top of this, if you're flying from Europe or the UK, you can enjoy the luxury of first class without spending too much money, as most of these flights are priced below $2,000 if you book in advance. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to join us back here every week for a dose of luxury travel and lifestyle. Catch you guys soon. 10.